Hi there, this is Cy Barron for Saturday Morning Music.NES, and we're going to look in this video at how you get a sound from your guitar. The guitar is not quite like some other instruments like the piano, where to get a sound you just need to use, if you want to get one note, you can use one finger pressing down the key and you'll get the sound of the one note that you've pressed. But with the guitar, it's more of a fundamental basic instrument, and to get the sound from the strings you need two hands, well, largely anyway. I mean, you can get open string sounds with one hand, but to get any form of melody you need two hands. So there's one hand to pluck the string and the other hand is on the fretboard to get the note from the frets. And we're going to look at both hands, and we'll start with the left hand, the fretting hand, and how you get the notes with your left hand. Now, first things first, you want the nails on your left hand to be cut short, otherwise you won't be able to fret the strings properly. You'll be digging into the wood of the fretboard there and you'll hurt the fretboard, or you'll hurt your fingers or something. So you want to keep those nails short on that hand. It doesn't matter about the thumb, of course. And when you're fretting the notes, these are the frets, and you want your finger to come down not on the fret wire but just behind. That's the best place to fret the guitar, just there. You don't want to be too far away from the fret wire. If you come down here and press, you'll get that sort of sound, and that's not very pleasant for anyone. So you want to be as close as possible to the wire but not on it. And that's different for different chords, because if you play, say, a C chord like so, each finger can easily get just behind the fret wire. But if you're playing an E minor chord, these two fingers, they're sort of bunched up there. This finger's alright, that can get close to the fret wire. This finger can't, because the other finger's in the way. So you have to just get as close as possible, and that sounds pretty good. A D chord, that's fairly easy because all the fingers can be close to the fret wire. Same for the G chord. The A minor chord, similar to the E minor chord there. You've got your two fingers there. This one goes close to the fret wire, that's fine. These two fingers, that one's alright. That can go close to the fret wire. But this finger here can't, because this one's in the way. So it just has to sit behind and you can get a decent sound. Now, your fingers themselves are going to be coming in like this, not like that. Curved over the top, like so. You want to come down as much as possible onto the strings in a vertical position, coming down, not flat but down as much as possible. You get a much better sound doing that than doing that, and you don't have to press so hard either. So that's the ideal, coming down on top of the strings. If you are playing a chord, say an E minor chord, and you're hearing something like this, you need to work out what's going wrong. There's a buzz there, and the way to work it out is to play, rather than strumming away like that merrily, you need to play each and every note to hear what's going on. That one sounds fine, that one doesn't, that one does, the rest pretty much do. So it's this one. So what you want to do is concentrate on what's going wrong with that note. For me, I wasn't pressing hard enough. So it's generally you're either not pressing hard enough or your fingers are too flat on the fretboard. If they're too flat, horrible things happen. So you want to play each and every note of the chord and hear what's going on. The reason you have to come down vertical onto the strings, like so, not only is it easier to press the string down, but your fingers then are it's easier to just strike one string, rather than if you're coming in flat like this, you're going to be obstructing the other strings. So coming in as vertical as possible on top of the strings. Now it's very easy when you're first starting playing the guitar to have aches and pains when you're playing the guitar after a period of time. One of the reasons for that is because the skin on the end of your finger hasn't hardened up enough, and you get what's called a callus on the end of your fingers after you've been playing for a while. But when you're first starting out, your fingers are going to hurt, and there's no way around that. They're just going to hurt for a while. The only way to get over your fingers hurting every time you pick up the guitar is to just regular practice. And by that I mean something like 5 to 10 to 15 minutes every day. But you need to do it on a regular basis. And doing that for a couple of weeks or so, if you do it every day, your fingers will cease to hurt after that period of time. And playing the guitar will be a breeze. So please, regular practice every day for 15 or so minutes, or just 5 minutes if that's all you can manage. Whenever you start to tense up when you're playing the guitar, or whether you feel you're hurting, your fingers are hurting, your wrist is at your elbow, your shoulder, you need to stop and take a break. That might be easy, that might be hard for you, I don't know. But whatever it is, you must stop and take a break. Come back to the guitar at a different time when you feel more relaxed. And also when you're playing the guitar, you need to keep relaxed as well. And keep these fingers relaxed every so often. Just stretch your fingers out and make sure that they are relaxed and don't hurt. It does require a bit of strength to play the guitar and to hold those frets down. And again, that's something that you will only get over time. You know, holding down these chords for a length of time it wears on your hand, and you need to build up the strength and build up the finger pressure and your thumb pressure on the back there. Now, talking of the thumb, when you're playing different chords, you want your thumb to be able to move freely around the back there. Your thumb does produce the pressure that holds the chords down. You don't want to press too much though, because that can damage your hand and you'll end up with an injury over time. But just the right amount of pressure, not too much. But when you're playing a chord, say an E minor, my thumb is in the center of the neck at the back there, and same for a G. But when I'm playing a D, my finger's coming down to the lower strings, the highest sounding strings, but the strings that are closer to the floor. My wrist pivots slightly, and which allows my thumb to come up over the top of the guitar like so. You can only do what you feels comfortable for yourself when you're playing. Your thumb, if it feels more comfortable for you to play a D chord like so, with your thumb much more in the center of the neck behind, that's fine. But for me, my thumb goes over the top there, and sometimes even I might even fret a note with the thumb, which is a highly illegal move.